Hey everybody, how you doing? Well, that is good. Welcome to the PHLY Flyers pregame presented by Bet365. Download the Bet365 app and use code PHLY365 when you sign up. Whatever the moment, just like with your Flyers, it is never ordinary with Bet365. As you can see, I am not Bill Matz. He is doing other sports right now, but I have Steve, who is obviously the best possible person to be doing this with. Steve, how are you doing?
Kelly, I'm doing great. I'm glad we have a host with long curly hair again. That's really what
I
we've
know
been
I've
clamoring for.
I've been betrayed by Bill.
I'm still shocked when I got in the elevator and I looked over and I saw that hair and I'm like, "What is going on here, pal?" But yeah, I'm pumped up right now. I mean, the Phils just won their home opener, so that's a lot of fun. I'm sure the scene down at the sports complex is a nightmare, but it's a fun atmosphere right there. And it's funny because we're now pivoting to a team that we're hoping will lose tonight in our beloved Philadelphia Flyers. And I don't feel great about their chances of losing this game, unfortunately.
I gotta say, it is an interesting place to be in because the Phillies set the vibes with that nice come from behind win, and we're hoping that the vibes continue with a loss.
Yeah, like
Bizarro sports.
it's a big gear shift. And the thing
Yeah.
is, looking at these Predators, this team stinks. They smell bad. This is a bad matchup for the tank. This is not looking good. However, there is one ace in the Flyers' hole tonight, and his name is Ivan Fedotov.
There you go. That's right. I think that our pal Bradshaw is maybe understanding the assignment because we've got Ivan Fedotov starting tonight. Other news, Hathaway returns to the lineup. Nick Delorier comes out. Hathaway hasn't played in quite some time. His last game was February 27th.
You could say it's been a while.
You can say it's been a while.
Garnet Hathaway has been in. But yeah, he's got to be a little rusty. I'm hoping that plays into our favor tonight. However, a rusty Hathaway still seems like a much better hockey player than a full-strength Delorier.
Yeah, it's an instant upgrade on that fourth line over Delorier, which is not great for what we're trying to do here. But I don't know. The Flyers had a couple of games with a little post-breakup pop after Torres was fired. They obviously looked pretty good in both of those games. Everyone was playing a little looser. Michkov specifically absolutely popping off now that he's getting ice time and being trusted to do things. Wild concept. I have to believe, Charlie has said it a million times, he doesn't think this team, as he says, has the horses to win out for the rest of this season. And I have to believe that after those first couple of games, at some point, they're going to come back to earth because the Preds are a stinky bad team, but the Flyers, kind of a stinky bad team too.
I mean, it's like half an AHL lineup on most nights.
Yeah,
you know, it's not a great lineup to be throwing out there. And the guy they're putting in net tonight, man, that is your best tank advocate right there.
Absolutely.
The last two starts from Ivan Fedotov, abject disasters. Dallas, 2 goals allowed on 3 shots pulled after a period. I don't even know how he made it out of the period like that. And then Chicago, 7 goals allowed, 29 saves. I'm sorry, I believe that was 3 saves in Dallas. Like, that makes a huge difference. He was terrible. And that Chicago game, he was terrible again, but they were like, we just got to kind of roll with it. So 333 save percentage in the Dallas game, 759 in the Chicago game. We thought he was maybe starting to settle in, maybe looking a bit like an NHL goaltender. And then Ivan Fedotov very much reminded us in the last 2 games, no, I'm not really an NHL goaltender. I'm going to go back to Russia as soon as possible and do whatever. I don't know that he's going to do that, but he probably should, because when he's breakdancing out there, he makes me nervous as hell.
Yeah, I'm actually kind of interested to see what he looks like tonight because there was a moment there that he was starting to do something resembling stabilizing. We talked about it a bunch on pre and post games that, maybe you throw him in half the games just to see what's up because he didn't look half bad for a couple of games. And then, like you said, he very quickly reminded us that, like, no, he's not actually very good. And honestly, if Torts hadn't been fired, I'm not sure we would have seen him at all for the rest of the season.
I'll tell you what, man. Torts getting fired is the worst thing that could have happened for the Tank. Just absolutely horrible. It fired this team up. Now they get to play loose, fun hockey. The worst part is rooting against this fun hockey because,
I
like, the
know.
way they played in that Sabres game, that's the hockey I wanted to see all year. They were
So
awesome
good.
in that Sabres game. That was as fun as I've had all season, and I didn't want to have fun that day.
I know. See, we need to find a happy medium of fun hockey that you also let in 5 or 6 goals against.
And that's what Ivan Fedotov is for.
I was going to say that might be what Ivan Fedotov provides for us because he is the tank master. Speaking of, Steve, the Tank is getting a little precarious. We were looking real good for that 4th spot. And those couple of wins, particularly winning over the Sabres, was a huge mistake as far as the Tank goes. But yeah, you were nice enough to put all this stuff here in the outline. Seattle and Boston are getting close to the Flyers, which is Boston. Like, we can't let Boston get ahead of us.
No, I cannot take that. I cannot stand that. The standings are incredibly close right now. I mean, if the Predators pretty much have 3 locked out at this point, right? Like the Predators, I think they've got that. The Sabres, though, okay, the Sabres, we have the games in hand, right? We still have 2 games in hand at this point.
Yeah, 2 on the Sabres and 1 against the Bruins and the Kraken. So, like, having the games in hand is a nice little advantage. It gives us a little bit of a cushion.
It's also probably part of the reason the Flyers have lost more games because they're more tired. They played more games than everybody. But no, that's no excuse. They stink. But man, I didn't realize that the Bruins were hanging around here, and I knew the Kraken were around, but then the Kraken actually dipped in that point total below the Flyers. So we got some catching up to do. We got to lose bad. Maybe we got to bring Torts back for the rest of the games, you know? What's he doing?
You don't have to rehire him. He can just kind of show up and sit silently in the corner of the locker room.
Oh, he's not doing that.
I don't know if he's capable, but just like a real foreboding presence. Maybe they get one of those giant cutouts like we have of Charlie. He put his head up in the locker room. Just remind everyone.
That's the first major league movie is they put up the cardboard cutout of their owner. Now, I don't know that the players want to see the John Tortorella in the same outfit that the players had. Major League was made in 1990. Female owner, you can do the math there, but, you know, didn't age well. But regardless, I don't think the players want to see Torts in the same outfit there. But yeah, they could use just a menacing presence there. Brad Shaw's a super nice guy. And
nice.
I am worried tonight. Oh, do we have a lineup going?
Oh, hey.
Hey, all right.
Just like we predicted, not too much changing. You got the Kate's Forster Brink line together. Coots with TK and Michkov. Ryan Paling with Peltier and Tippett. Rodrigo with Lixell and Hathaway. So kind of just what we thought, that Hathaway just gets right in on that Delorier spot. And the defense, we've got Sealer, Sanheim, York, Drysdale, and Zamula Andre.
It's so wild to see Nick Sealer as a top pair defenseman. Like, I never thought I'd see this world.
What a time to be alive. What do you think of that Sealer, Sanheim, York, Drysdale? Because we know the third pair is what it is. Like, that's kind of set. You're only going to mess around with those top 2 pairs. I kind of would prefer to see York with Sanheim, I think. But then that kind of hamstrings Drysdale a little bit.
I think the thing about that is
him along.
We've seen York and Sanheim a bunch. This is, you know, we're getting some different looks, which is what I really appreciate. Like, the D pairings have been the same for like, what, a month or something like that? It just felt like forever the defensive pairings were the absolute same. So it's interesting to see them different. I don't think Nick Sealer as a top pairing defenseman makes much sense moving forward, but hey, we got a few games left in the season. Let's get weird. Let's get nuts. Why not? It is weird though. It's weird seeing him get that many minutes in there. Like, it's Nick Sealer we're talking about. I am also intrigued to see how Hathaway back in the lineup plays. You know, it's obviously an upgrade over Delorier because look, Nick Delorier seems like a great guy, but his role in the modern NHL, it ain't there.
Listen, he scored a goal the other day.
He did. I can't take that away from him. You know,
Nick Delorier, offensive dynamo.
maybe
Many
that's what
people
they
are
needed.
saying.
I'll tell you what, if they lose without him in the lineup today, maybe you have some credence. Maybe he was bringing everybody together, or maybe Ivan Fedotov's just not very good.
We really do need Fedotov to give us one tonight, because this is the Sabres game. Obviously was the big one that really, if they had lost, would have really helped us out here. But this is another one where you have to let a team in front of you on this race to the bottom. You got to let them get the 2 points. Like, it's just, and you know me, Steve, I don't like rooting for losses. It's not fun. And
No.
once the game starts, my brain's going to switch over and I'm going to want them to do all the good things. But I know in my heart that they got to lose this game. It's very important.
The biggest problem, Kelly, right now is that Matvei Michkov is going off. Matvei Michkov is just like, he's feeling himself right now. He's doing fantastic. Really? He's got 9 points in his last 5 games, 4 goals, 5 assists, 4 goals in the last 2 games, 2 each game. He's been on the verge of that Matt trick. Okay.
So close.
He's going to get it. He's just crushing it right now. And you're so torn, right? Because you want the team to do bad, but obviously, like, the whole point, like, Mishkov's the guy. And no matter who they draft this year, there's a couple exceptions, right? Like, Misa's obviously very good.
They win the lottery, like, maybe, yeah.
Maybe, but, like, I don't know that necessarily either of those guys at the top have a higher ceiling than Matvei Michkov. Mm-mm. Like, Matvei Michkov's your guy that you're building this franchise around. So it's like, you want the tank, you want the talent at the top of the lineup, but, like, Michkov doing well is, like, number one. That's paramount. And it's been fantastic, especially that last game against the Sabres. He was outstanding. Maybe that might have been his best game of the season.
Yeah, that's the one thing that I think, have to keep in mind. Like, yes, we want the team to lose. Yes, we're trying to get the best possible position that we can for this lottery that's coming up in about a month and a week. But you can't, you, me, Brenna, people in the chat, none of us can root against Matvei Michkov absolutely popping off because he's been freed from the prison that John Tortorella put him in.
I think it's also very helpful for him that he's playing with the most talented guys on the team. You know, Sean Couturier's got the best hockey mind on that team. You know, I always call him Mr. Chestnut Checkers because, like, he thinks the game at an advanced level. And Travis Konechny, I mean, he's the leading scorer on the team. You know, he is a great hockey player. Travis Konechny is probably an underrated hockey player around the league. He's awesome. So playing with that talent has really been helping him, because when he's stuck with Ryan Poehling, who I like Ryan Poehling, but Ryan Poehling is not a top 6 NHL forward. He simply is not. So
he's just a speedy boy.
And to see Michkov with those guys is awesome, but it's also helping him a lot in a way that helps the Flyers win games when we don't want them to. That's the big factor. You know, he scored a ton of points in the last few games, and, like, they're putting up 7 goals. 2 of them are from Matvei Michkov. Do the math, right?
The good news is, with Ivan Fedotov in net, we really do have a chance at, like, a 6-3 Matvei Michkov hat trick, but the Flyers still lose decisively type of evening. It could happen.
Yeah, it's going to be, we'll get to the Predators in a little bit, but the Preds are a weird team as far as who they have offensively available. And that's always been the Predator way. That's a team that's always kind of been built around defense and their goaltending talent and everything. And seeing some of the numbers they've put up this year, you can kind of connect the dots as to why that team is at the bottom of the standings. Although they did make a couple really big free agent moves that have not worked out for them. But yeah, we'll get to them in a minute. I think first we got to talk about some bets first. Before
I was going to say, Steve, I bet you have something that you'd like to mention.
Hey-oh, there we go. So yeah, with Bill MIA tonight, I have taken over the betting. So this pregame Picks segment is brought to you by Bet365. Use code PHLY365 when you sign up. Whatever the moment is, it's never ordinary at Bet365. Must be 21 plus and physically located in PA. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call 1-800-GAMBLER. All right, folks, I got 2 picks for you tonight. First one, I'm feeling spicy on this one. Matvei Michkov, 4+ shots on goal. That's plus 190. He had 6 shots against Montreal, 5 shots against Buffalo. He is getting his shots in there. He is not afraid to shoot from any angle. Loving Matvei Michkov, 4+ shots on goal. Then
that seems like a solid bet, honestly.
yeah, I'm liking that one. And then the other one I got, this one's a little riskier, but Bill picked Owen Tippett in the last one, and I think I'm going back to the well. Owen Tippett's a streaky player, okay? I'm thinking an Owen Tippett anytime goal, that's plus 300. Streaky player, but you know what? Maybe he's on the streak now. He played one of his best games of the season against Buffalo. So maybe he just goes on, and goes on a streak right now and scores another goal. That would be awesome. I mean, he actually got a power play goal, first of the year. So I'm not feeling bold enough to go for another power play goal. That's a little bit much for me.
That's a little, yeah.
Yeah, it's a little risky. But as far as the anytime goal goes, you know what? Yeah, let's throw a couple bucks on that. Let's see what happens.
Before we get to these Preds, let's talk a little bit about Owen Tippett, because he has been the focus of my ire this season. He's absolutely driving me insane. And yes, last game, he finally found the net, actually scored a goal, which is his one single job here. And I love the confidence in going back to the well for that bet. I like it. I hope it pays out. But I don't have any confidence in Owen Tippett this season. I have no confidence that he's going to be able to put a good game together twice in a row.
Well, the thing that really disappoints me about Owen Tippett is that I thought this was the year he was getting 30+ goals. Like, I really thought it was going to happen. Because if you look at the progression, 22-23, he had 27 goals. 23-24, he has 28 goals, right? You're like, he's got to break it through, right?
Getting there, right? Yeah.
And especially, I thought one of the more intriguing bets I put down preseason was I had Tippett and Michkov to get 30+ goals. And I thought, or 60+ goals combined. And I thought that Tippett was going to do the Lions, share of the work and get like 35, and then maybe Michkov could get like 25 or something like that. And Mishkov's the guy who's got 24 at this point. Tippett's only got 19. I mean, his point totals dipped. He went from 53 last year. He's only got 39 this year. And he's just not that consistent. And you want to say, oh, he's young. Okay, he's still got time to put it together. He's 26. He's in his prime now. So I'm really concerned about Owen Tippett as a future core player of the Philadelphia Flyers. I want him to work out. The intangibles rock. Like, that speed is awesome. There's very few Flyers at that speed. But, man, it's just, he's very frustrating. I want him to be much, much better than he is.
Yeah, he's a volume shooter who is not shooting enough. And when he is shooting, he's completely missing the net. And it's one of those things that's frustrating because you can't really explain it, right? Like, you can chalk that up to an injury. You can't chalk that up to, like, I guess you could maybe chalk it up to like bad line mates. Like, maybe if he has a better center for the entirety of an NHL season, maybe he'll be able to put some more stuff together. But yeah, he's the one player I think on this team that's worrying me more than any other. Because like you, I expected a big jump forward from him.
Who would you say at this point, if you had to rank, like, because it's been a disappointing season, right? Like, we do want them at the bottom of the standings for the tank purposes, but we had expectations for certain guys to do better than they have. So who would you say are like your top three, like, most disappointing players? Like, I think Tippett's up there for sure, right?
Tippett for sure. Sam Ersson, I don't know that I'm disappointed. I kind of went into the season not knowing what he was going to be. So it's a little disappointing that I think we've kind of nailed down the fact that he's not like a number one NHL goaltender. Like,
I agree.
At max, he's a tandem guy. And then I guess probably Cam York. He's another one that I was hoping would take a step forward,
We're in
Those your
sync
three
here.
as well? Of course. Yeah. We're brilliant people.
We're brilliant people. Yeah, brilliant geniuses.
Yeah, we only got a little bit of time left here, so we should probably talk a little bit about the team that they're playing tonight.
Yeah.
The Predators rolling into town. They are terrible on the road, which is not great for what we're trying to do here. Their road record is 9-22-5 this season, and the only teams with fewer road wins are the Sharks and the Blackhawks, and those teams are stinky.
They're stinky. They smell bad. They are not very good at all. The Blackhawks have 7 road wins, which is just Like,
Incredible.
it's unreal. I mean, I guess they just like not being televised at home. I'm not sure. The pressure's on when the TV cameras are on. But yeah, like one of the big things is I'm looking at UC Saros's stats this year, and UC Saros he's been a stud in years past. Like he's had some really, really good seasons. He's got an 897 save percentage, a 289 GAA. It's just not, it's a subpar season for him. And I'm sure a lot of the injuries they've had have played a factor into that. I haven't watched Nashville enough to really tell you if Saros is the problem. That said, if they want to sell him and I could buy low for the Flyers, that'd be great. But they already sold a promising young goaltender because of Saros. So
yeah, they, wouldn't that be something if we ended up with UC Saros?
No, I'm just trying to manifest it. There's not a chance in hell.
No, there's not, but it would be a wild turn of events. So the top scorers on the Preds this season, the guy that made it onto the thumbnail, Philip Forsberg, and his glorious mustache, 67 points on the season, 28 goals, 39 assists. Jonathan Marchessault, who I actually forgot was on the Nashville Predators now.
Totally forgot until I was putting those stats up on the sheet today.
I'm a professional.
I mean, like, how much we don't pay attention to Nashville.
Who has time?
Who has time? And the Western Conference might as well be another planet.
I can't say it past.
Did you just see the comment from Bill? Remember when I picked the Preds to win the presidency?
He did. It was a bold prediction, and I still respect it. He was just trying to pick something spicy, unlike Charlie and I, who go with chalk picks because we're boring.
Bill goes big, and you have to admire it.
Every time. You always got to swing for the fences, baby. Just like the Phillies did today. New guy Steven Stamkos, 45 points, 23 goals, 22 assists. Turns out he's still pretty good.
He's still pretty good, but like
that's not good.
It's not Stamkos numbers he's putting up. Like they're good, but like I think the Preds, when they made that signing, kind of underestimated like how Stamkos would be away from all that talent in Tampa Bay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's almost like being on, an absolutely stacked team makes all the players around better.
Yeah. I mean, he had 40 goals last season. Like,
yeah,
that's unreal. And the dip to 23, I mean, that's got to be disappointing for them. And I think they expected a lot more offense out of Stamkos, which, look, that's a big signing for them. But also, it makes Tampa Bay look really smart for deciding to move on from a franchise player, an all-time great for that franchise.
Right. That's essentially the Giroux trade for them.
Right.
I mean, that's probably more so, really. Because they've got cups.
Right, they've got cups. And also, Stamkos is just like an unreal goal scorer throughout his career. Just a guy I would have just done a lot of bad things to have on my team. And, it's one of those things. It's a shame because I think Nashville was really hoping for maybe one of the few times in franchise history to have an offensive dynamo there.
Yeah, and
right. Again, they're good numbers, especially for a guy his age, because Stamkos at this point is 35, which is like hockey 60. And, I think they were hoping for better, though.
Yeah, good, not great out of Steven Stamkos this season. Maybe Nashville should have stuck with building from the back end out.
Maybe.
It doesn't work for them when they try to go with the offense. Let's see. Do we have any super chats? We have one super chat.
Yeah. Well, let's
read it.
Yeah, okay, we'll do that. And then I had one other thing I wanted to bring up.
Okay,
and then,
From a friend of the pod, JH. Been drinking since 1. Now it's second half of a double header. Go Phils. Let's go Tank. Maddie Hattie incoming. The sports is a nightmare. Steve. JH is living his best life today. We love to see it. I love when people do the double header. That's always a good time. I've never done one, but I think that I would enjoy it.
Yeah, I don't think I've done. The closest I came to doing that was I went to the Flyers Canadiens game after the Eagles Super Bowl parade in 2018, and I was so tired. I was at that game just sitting there like, yeah, go Birds, go Flyers. I think it was a pretty good Flyers game too, from what I recall. But one of the things I wanted to bring up with the Preds, and that's going to be a problem for the Flyers tonight, in that it's going to make them maybe win, is that Roman Josi's out. And Roman Josi is the franchise player for the Predators. Just an unbelievable player. He has 38 points on the season, but it looks like he's out for the rest of the season with an upper body injury. And that's a huge loss for them because he is such a dynamic defensive player. He can do it all, and not having him in there, I mean, I haven't looked at their lineup. So, again, I don't know anything about the Predators, but without Roman Josi in there, I mean, like, how good can that defense be? I mean, he is just unreal.
Not very good, I would
Top
imagine.
pairing. Top pairings, Brady Shea and Nick Blankenberg, which sounds like a made-up name.
Nick Blankenberg. That's a real man, for sure.
Insert name here. Nick insert name here.
Definitely not Mark Dunk. I don't know, Steve. I believe in Ivan Fedotov. I think he can deliver us.
Should have been a Flyer. Ryan O'Reilly going to come through tonight?
God. Imagine what could have been.
What could have
been.
We
got Ryan O'Reilly.
The alternate timeline, the what if there, we will never know. But yeah, that top line is pretty good. I mean, it's Philip Forsberg, Ryan O'Reilly, and Steven Stamkos. So there's a lot of talent on that top line. But then, like, Evangelista's pretty good. Bunting's got his moments, but it really drops off after the top line for the most part.
It's a really weird piecemeal team that they got out there. Like, I kind of see what they were trying to do, but they just didn't hit the mark. And that's why you've got to sometimes trust the process when it comes to building your team.
And by the way, we have a backup in for the Predators today. Justice Anunin is in net for the Preds.
Okay, so that's good.
It might be, but well, you know what's actually good? He has slightly better numbers than Saros this year. Well, he has better save percentage, but a worse GAA. That's, I guess, how the cookie crumbles in Nashville.
God, what a mess.
Yeah, total mess. Which, hey, it's Spider-Man pointing at each other.
Yeah, imagine picking them to win the President's Trophy. How embarrassing.
How embarrassing. Bill Matz just must be just completely just self-loathing about that right now. No, he doesn't care.
No, he doesn't care. Before we wrap it up, I just want to take a second to tell you about the inaugural Gaudreau Family 5K that's taking place on May 31st. PHLY and Broad Street Hockey have teamed up to form a little squad. We're all going to be there together doing the walk/run. If you decide to sign up, you can join the PHLY Broad Street Hockey team. When you sign up, you can also, if you can't make it to the event, you can donate to the fundraiser that we set up there on the website. Brenna, I believe, has the link in the bio because she is the best, or down in the comments, or however YouTube works. I hear people say link in bio all the time, but I think that's an Instagram thing. I'm an old person. But yeah, we would love to see you come out to Washington Lake Park on May 31st and join us to hang out with us. Link in bio. Look, I was right. See, look at me go.
There you go. You nailed it.
Yeah. So if you can join us, sign up, join our team. We're all going to hang out together. It's going to be a really good time. I don't think anyone in our group is going to be competitive running. We are in the non-competitive 5K walk run group. So no pressure. Just come hang out and have a good time. I think it'll be a lot of fun.
Not remotely competitive. These legs, there's no competition in them. No compete.
All right, Steve, anything else you want to add before we wrap this thing up?
I mean, go Michkov, go Tank. That's all I'm feeling tonight. That's all that really matters to me.
Ready. Let's go.
Let's go Preds, please. Please.
Yeah. All right. This has been the PHLY Flyers pregame show presented by Bet365. Once again, download the Bet365 app and use code PHLY365 when you sign up. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary with Bet365. That was my best, Bill Matz.
That was great.
Anyway, yeah, thanks. Folks, enjoy the game. Let's go Tank.
Go Tank.
We all silly like the mayor.